Uno, dos, tres, acción. It's like day week 3 of me doing that, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so fears. We all have them. It's a rational human feeling to be afraid of something, to run away from something. I guess it's rational to be worried that something bad is going to happen to you, right? Yeah, pretty much it is. It's like the most known fact that, there's books written about fear, about how it's just a fake emotion. What was it? Fear? There was an acronym for fear. Fake evidence appearing real. Yeah, I mean, fear is something like that. It's a rational human feeling, it's a rational human emotion, and it's a rational human response to something that could harm you or you're worried about. And fear, we all experience ever since we're kids. The most natural fear we all have is when we were children is heights. You put a baby next to a ledge, they're gonna start crying. It's just born in us that some stuff are dangerous. And then you obviously learn some stuff is dangerous throughout your life, right? Exactly. You learn some stuff can harm you, and then you become afraid of them. But let's roll back real quick to babies. Now, I mentioned earlier, just that babies are afraid of heights. And now I have always been afraid of babies. Now, I love babies. They're amazing. Why am I talking about babies right now? Well, I've started my obs and gynae rotation. Obviously, what this means, there's going to be kids being born. We just had a tour of the obs and gynae wards that we will be going into in this rotation in the hospital. Most of the wards are antenatal, and they're all to do with babies and the mothers being pregnant and how they're going to be born. Yada yada yada. All I'm saying is, I'm so scared of this. Why? Babies are delicate. Humans are big, they're massive, they're bony. They're pretty solid creatures. Obviously, when you get older, they're less solid. Then obviously, there's more dangerous to do in certain procedures. But babies are inherently fragile, and I'm just worried that I won't be, delicate enough. But that's it, right there. Fear, fake evidence appearing real. I've only had a few experiences in the past few years of dealing with children in med school. I've only seen 1 or 2 C-sections so far, and 1 live birth. But those few experiences made me afraid that I will be not delicate enough to handle children. So I'm afraid. This rotation, I'm afraid that I won't be delicate enough. But I haven't even started this rotation, and this fear is kicking in. And this is important, because in medical school, we all experience fears. We're all gonna have experiences that we never had before, and we don't know how to handle them. That's perfectly normal. But it's how we handle this, and how we overcome the fears, is what's important, because that's how we progress as healthcare professionals and as adults. And honestly, I wish I was a kid again where I don't have responsibilities, but that's a topic for another day. How do I overcome my fears? It's pretty, well, everyone has their own technique, but here's mine and how it works for me, and how you can even apply it to yourself in medical school or even in life. There is a technique called flooding. Now, what this is basically you're afraid of something, and what some people will do is they will put you in front of the thing you fear. So if you're afraid of something, say you're afraid of heights, you will be put in a situation where there are heights, and you could obviously fall from those heights. And this floods you with the fear to the point where you become desensitized to it. This is effective, but doesn't work for everyone. And I realize sometimes that may not work for me. Now, I like flooding because I feel like if I put myself into those situations where it's hardcore and I am not in a comfortable zone, that's where I grow up. But sometimes that's not useful because it can become dangerous, obviously, to the safety of yourself and the patient. So I use a modified type of flooding. Now, what this is, simply put, I still put myself in these uncomfortable situations, but I reflect. I give feedback and I reflect on my actions. So it's quite simple. I look at the situation, I want to become involved in something I haven't never been involved in before, and then I ask about how to do it. I ask about what are the dangers associated with it. I ask about what are the challenges associated with it. Now, this is important because before I flood myself with the stuff that I'm scared of, I get an idea of what it is, and because I have an idea of what it is, it allows me to sort of plan what I'm going to do, how to overcome that fear. Now, I know the scary things about this fear, and I know what challenges come with this fear, and I also know how I can sort of progress in overcoming this fear. So then, for example, I can get people around me, other doctors, other healthcare professionals, sort of supervise me and make sure that if I am doing a new procedure, and I've never done any procedures on kids before, but if I'm going to do a procedure, even help out on the T-section, they can supervise me and assist me on what to do. But I'm still doing it. I'm still jumping into something I've never done before, but making sure that I am safe in how I do it. And then after I've done it, here's the other important thing: get feedback and reflection. Ask them, okay, this is my first time I've done it. How well did I do? Did I do good or did I do bad? How can I improve? And then from your own experience, think to yourself, what didn't feel comfortable? Am I still scared of this? Or was this an irrational sort of fear just because I've never tried something before, but actually I'm really good at it? And what didn't I do so good in? What could have I done better? Do I need to learn suturing skills better? This is how I overcome my fears. Fear is irrational. at times. Well, it's both rational and irrational. Doesn't matter. Fear is there, but it's how you break it down has to be in a rational manner. And that's basically how I overcame most of my fears in medical school. You know, babies is one thing, but there's other fears that I had. And you just have to learn how to overcome them. Everyone's got their own techniques. But this one right here, I feel is the most effective because you're facing the challenges head on. You're not in a comfortable zone, and that's where you grow. And at the same time, you're looking for reflection and feedback. And that's what is important. And I hope you guys learned something from this. And if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.